You know, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Coming into the MW 2019 Part 3 beta, I lowered my expectations quite a bit, like significantly. And I am here to report to you guys, confidently, that Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 is not it. It is not it. This game is not it. And I know some of you guys might get upset about this, some of you guys might think I'm tripping, even some of my friends think I'm tripping about this. Guys, I'll put it very simply. If you didn't like any of the last 4 CODs, you're probably not gonna like this one either. And before I get any further, let me just tell you guys right now, the gameplay you're watching is my very first game on MW 2019 Part 3. Mind you, I haven't played Call of Duty in the last 2 months, so I'm pretty rusty, but even so, you know how the SCAD is, man. It might take me a little bit to warm up, as you'll see in the gameplay, but at the end of the day, you know how it is. These gooch lickers are not fucking with the Scatmaster. And I could be the biggest Call of Duty hater, but the thing is, I'll still put your ass to sleep, I'm not gonna lie. And does that fact alone make people even more upset with the Scatmaster's videos? Of fucking course. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm gonna try to be a little bit quick with this one because I need to take a fat ass shit, I'm not gonna lie. And actually, I gotta throw this in here very quickly because I know it's bound to happen in the comments. There's gonna be a lot of gooch lickers and fanboys just fucking crying. Where, Fooly, you don't like the new Call of Duty game, you're still complaining for views, where? Shut the fuck up, fat bitch. But don't worry, I have just the thing. I'm gonna put your father on the screen here, and he's gonna stay right here for the entirety of the video, just to make some of you gooch lickers more comfortable, okay? Hopefully it brings more comfort to you guys, and wipes away the tears for some of you gooch licking pussies. But just to get right into it, I did not enjoy my time on the beta very much at all, and I'm gonna be straight up, guys, this is probably the least interested and the least amount of time I've ever put into a Call of Duty beta, probably in my entire life. I played Vanguard's beta through and through, as well as MW 2019 Part 2's, and I disliked both of those games. And with this game, I could tell you that it's probably a little bit better than those games, but it's not saying much if I'm not interested in the game whatsoever. It could be better than the last games, but it's not gonna matter if it can't captivate me. Does that make sense? This game doesn't grab me, I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people really like this whole MW2 remastered maps thing going on, and trust me, I like it too. I'm playing on SKIDROW here, and it's been a long time since I've played this map, and I like what I see. I like how the game feels. I like how the slide feels. It took me a little bit to get back into it, but slide canceling is fun. The movement is fine. It's faster than MW2's. But that is just about as far as it goes for positivity from me. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I probably put maybe 3 hours into this beta, and I'll tell you right now, of the maps that we got, Favela and Estate just don't really play all that good in the modern Call of Duty games, and I don't think that should come as a surprise to a lot of people. Now, on the other hand, SKIDROW I actually thought was okay. Rust, it's good. It's a good map, obviously, but probably 2 hours total went to Rust only. People are not voting for Estate or Favela, I'm sorry. Now, guys, there is a lot of issues with this beta. Even though they fixed a lot of things from MW2, which are very obvious and blatant, I still think this game just feels like a revised version of the last game. And to me, it's still not worth $70. It's not worth pre-ordering, and if I had to play this game for an entire year straight to make content, I'm not doing it by putting down $70. I'm sorry, I'll find my own way. I actually kind of have, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's safe to say the Scadmaster's playing this game for literally $0 fucking dollars, and that's probably the only condition I'd play this game under. Now, you guys might have caught this at the very beginning of the video, but the UI is the exact fucking same as MW2's. And look, this is more of a minor problem, it doesn't affect me that much, but just loading in just already gives me PTSD from MW2, and I don't like that right off the rip. The spawns are fucking atrocious. It doesn't show off too much here on SKIDROW, my first game on, which is a good thing because this is my very first impression of the game. But as we go on into other gameplays, you'll see on Rust and Favela, the spawns are absolutely fucking atrocious, I'm not gonna lie. The weapon leveling kind of takes a little while, and it's kind of on the same lane as MW2, where you need to unlock a certain weapon and level it up to a certain level to unlock a certain an attachment for a completely other weapon. It just gets a little funky and I just want to level up my weapon normally. There is also a movement related problem that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about actually, and this is something that I noticed very early on. I don't know if there's something choppy about the drop shotting. You guys could let me know if you've experienced this too, but the drop shot seems extremely fast from your POV onto an enemy. Like you're looking at somebody and they drop shot, it just looks like they plummet to the floor really fast and shoot the dog shit out of you. And I don't mean that in like a skilled type of way. I feel like there's some sort of bug with this. Like it's really choppy if you see it from your perspective onto somebody else. When you do it, it looks fluid, it looks smooth, it looks good. It feels good too, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. But when you see somebody else do it, it just looks like they flop to the ground quickly and their hitbox kind of gets funky because of it. I've heard this thing about the loudness in audio with your teammates' footsteps versus the enemy footsteps and they sound identical. That's obviously a problem, and there's other things like the name tag situation and visibility in general, which I saw Sledgehammer Games said they were going to talk about it and work on it, and I think that's a good thing. But going into a beta, I just felt like they probably should have already had this thing figured out. Maybe it's an oversight, I don't know, but going into some more in-depth shit that I really do not like about this game so far, I can confidently tell you this is probably some of the stuff that's gonna pull me away from the game. First thing, and I have not talked about this in a very long time, and I haven't even mentioned this word other than in my last video in probably like 6-7 months. Guys, SBMM in the beta is fucking ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. You can't see it in this gameplay because it's my first game on and I don't really care about how I'm doing, but as you see in upcoming gameplays in the future, there is some sweaty shit going on in this game. And look, to a certain extent, I appreciate it because of the movement, and you can tell when somebody's actually gifted on the sticks versus when they're just a complete shitter getting gifted by Infinity Ward. But at the same time, if this is going to be the experience from top to bottom when the game launches, I'm telling you guys right now, a significant portion of the community is going to be turned off by this. Easily. And just to put it out there, I'm not gonna accuse anybody of fucking cheating against me in the beta, and if you do, you're literally a fucking loser. Like, you genuinely deserve to get sat on by Lizzo and fucking suffocate. And if this statement about SBMM is coming from me as somebody who's actually like a sweat according to a lot of people, then you can imagine how badly the casuals are going to get pummeled into thinking that not only is everybody cheating, but this whole SBMM thing, not a lot of people are gonna be a fan of it. I'm not gonna lie. There's going to be a lot of SBMM videos about MW 2019 Part 3. And guys, this is probably the last thing I need to say about this game so far, and it is the exact reason as to why I only put in 3 hours into the beta. Guys, the shit gets boring. It gets boring, and it's not necessarily a gameplay related issue. It's not necessarily Sledgehammer's fault. It is that I'm telling you guys this with the utmost confidence. The game literally feels like MW 2019 Part 2 faster. That is it. The game feels the exact same, just faster. Faster ADS, faster slides, faster movement, faster gunplay. And I know what people are gonna say, oh, Fooly, you were complaining about that in the last game and now you get it and you're still complaining. Shut the fuck up and use common sense, dude. The game still needs to be its own fucking game. You see people complaining about FIFA and 2K and Madden. It's because every single fucking game is literally the same as the last, just like slightly updated, a few new things, but it's literally the exact same shit. That is what this game feels like in comparison to MW 2019 Part 2. There's a reason why I call it MW 2019 Part 3 or else MW 2019 Part 2 Part 2. It's because it literally feels the same, and if you haven't played this game yet, if you haven't played the beta, when the second weekend comes out, please verify. Am I tripping or am I telling you guys the truth? I don't really bullshit. I don't really do this whole cookie cutter shit here on the channel. I tell you guys straight up how it is. The game's going to get stale as fuck because it literally feels like the last game, except on MW2 maps. And while MW2 maps are pretty good for the most part, it's not a good idea to launch your game with zero original content. From the streaks to the guns to the perks, even this whole concept with gear, it's all pretty much recycled shit. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Sledgehammer Games is doing the right thing by communicating with the community on what they're gonna fix and the feedback that they've received thus far, but something needs to be said about how boring this launch is going to be after a couple of weeks tops. And that is my early prediction of what's going to happen in this game. I'm telling you guys, this game might actually become one of the more stale CODs of all time. And it sucks because it kind of takes away from how improved the gameplay is. But even if the gameplay were improved. This is my point with this entire video, guys. Even with all of the good things this game has going for it, the same type of systemic shit is gonna pull it back. The SBMM, the vision that some of these devs have, some of them still talk about doors are good in COD. What the fuck are you talking about? We've yet to see how well Sledgehammer Games can actually fix issues now that we've presented it to them, and I'm just hoping that by the next weekend that starts in like 2 days, I'm hoping there's some significant improvements. I hope there's a little bit more communication behind whether or not we're gonna get original content anytime fucking soon, because if we gotta wait until season 1, there's a problem, guys. So yeah, first impressions of MW 2019 Part 3, toilet water, dog shit, dumpster juice, gooch sweat. If you get upset with what I'm saying, let me tell you right now, you should hope that I talk as much shit as possible, that I talk as much shit as humanly possible, because this is the type of thing that might actually get us fixes that'll only improve your experience in the game. Whether you're a fucking COD hater to the COD gooch licker, anywhere in between, you are rooting for people to actually give feedback and criticism where it belongs so that these developers can give us an actual product that we will enjoy for $70. Now, you guys are paying $70, and even if this game turned out to be a pot of gold, the SCAD master's not paying a fucking dime. Whose fault is that? Honestly, I would blame fucking Joe Seacott. Fuck this guy. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. If you played the beta, please let me know what your initial thoughts are of it and what you hope to see for the second weekend down below in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos, and yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles.